Quantum manifestation sounds like a heavy, complicated, almost mystical process, but in truth it is much simpler than people think. Most of us imagine that to manifest something using the quantum field, we must master ancient knowledge, perform difficult rituals, or study complicated science. The reality is the exact opposite. Manifestation works through simplicity. The human mind naturally interacts with the quantum field every single second of the day, whether we realize it or not. Your thoughts, emotions, and focus act like frequencies. Just like a radio tunes into a station by matching the frequency, your inner state tunes into outcomes by aligning with the frequency of what you want. The secret most people miss is that the universe doesn't care about long mantras, endless affirmations, or complicated rituals. It responds to clarity, belief, and consistent focus. You are already manifesting right now, whether you know it or not. Everything in your life is evidence of what you have been vibrating with. Your relationships, your money situation, your opportunities, all are outcomes of the energetic broadcast you have been sending into the quantum field. When you simplify your understanding and stop overcomplicating the process, manifestation starts happening naturally. Think about this. A child doesn't doubt whether ice cream exists before asking for it. They simply expect it. That pure expectation is what aligns them with the result. Adults, on the other hand, clutter their energy with doubt, fear, and overthinking. The essence of quantum manifestation is stripping away that clutter and returning to a state of clarity, alignment, and trust. That is why simplicity is power. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a projector, constantly sending images, emotions, and expectations onto the screen of your reality. The quantum field is that infinite screen that reflects back to you whatever you project. The mistake many people make is assuming manifestation is about forcing the screen to show a different movie. But the truth is, you don't have to fight with the screen. You only need to change the projector. This is why simplicity is the key. When you think of a goal and feel the emotions of having it, you've already given the command to the quantum field. That thought, emotion signal becomes a request to the universe. Complication arises when we keep sending mixed signals. One moment you're visualizing abundance, the next moment you're stressing about bills. One moment you're affirming love, the next moment you're doubting if anyone will ever love you. These mixed frequencies confuse the field and slow down the manifestation. Instead, if you simplify the process and stay consistent with your vibration, the universe has no choice but to mirror it back. The quantum field is always neutral. It doesn't judge whether you ask for something small or big. To it, manifesting a cup of coffee is the same as manifesting $1 million. The only difference is your belief and emotional resistance. When you stop overthinking, you realize manifestation is less about creating something new and more about tuning into what already exists in the infinite possibilities of the quantum field. This is why people who approach manifestation with childlike simplicity often see faster results than those who overanalyze. Let's go deeper into how quantum manifestation works. Everything in the universe is made of energy vibrating at different frequencies. At the quantum level, what seems solid is actually energy and information constantly shifting and rearranging. The same principle applies to your thoughts and emotions. When you hold a thought long enough, charged with strong emotions, you are vibrating at that frequency. This vibration interacts with the field of infinite possibilities, collapsing one potential into your physical reality. This process may sound complicated, but think of it this way: when you dial a phone number, you instantly connect with the person on the other end, no matter where they are in the world. You don't see the signals traveling, you don't understand all the engineering behind it, but you trust the process. The same goes for quantum manifestation. You don't have to know every detail of quantum mechanics to benefit from it. You only need to understand the principle, like frequencies attract like experiences. If you want love, you tune your inner state to love. If you want abundance, you tune into abundance. Simplicity is your superpower. The moment you drop the heavy need to control every detail, the field responds faster. People complicate manifestation because they cannot believe that something so powerful could be this easy. Yet, when you look at successful manifestors throughout history, you'll notice they had one thing in common: absolute trust in the process. They didn't overthink, they simply aligned and allowed. That is the essence of making quantum manifestation work for you. Now, let's address one of the biggest blocks people face: doubt. Doubt is the enemy of manifestation because it creates resistance in the quantum field. Imagine trying to tune into a radio station, but you keep switching the dial back and forth. You'll never hear the music clearly because the signal is unstable. That is exactly what doubt does. It interrupts the frequency you're trying to broadcast. Many people say affirmations or visualize, but deep inside they are doubting whether it will actually happen. That inner contradiction is why results don't show up. The solution is not to fight doubt, but to simplify your belief system. Instead of trying to believe instantly in something huge, start with small manifestations. Ask for signs, coincidences, or little things that confirm the field is responding to you. Once you see results, your trust builds naturally. For example, think of a specific color car you want to notice today. As you go about your day, you'll start spotting it. This isn't coincidence. It's the field aligning with your focus. When you collect enough of these small wins, your doubt begins to dissolve, and your belief becomes strong enough to manifest bigger things. That's why simplicity is the path to mastery. Don't overwhelm yourself with giant leaps at first. Build momentum with simple steps. Over time, you will realize that manifestation isn't about making miracles happen. It's about aligning with what already exists and allowing it into your life. Think about how nature works. Trees don't struggle to grow, rivers don't force themselves to flow, and the sun doesn't doubt if it should rise tomorrow. Everything in nature follows simplicity, alignment, and trust in the natural order. Quantum manifestation works the same way. The moment you align your inner state with the reality you desire, the universe organizes circumstances to make it happen. The problem arises when we humans, with our overthinking minds, complicate the process. We try to control the how and the when. But manifestation is not about control, it's about alignment. If you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, give it sunlight, and trust the process. The quantum field responds to you in the same way. When you set an intention, you've planted a seed. Your emotions and focus are the water and sunlight. Doubt and fear are like weeds that choke the growth. Simplify your approach, keep your energy clean, and trust the unfolding. This is why many spiritual masters say detachment is important. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring about your goal. It means you stop obsessing over when and how it will come. You trust that the field is working behind the scenes, just like nature does. The more you surrender, the faster things align. Remember, simplicity is not weakness, it is mastery. One of the biggest misconceptions about manifestation is that it requires constant effort. People think they need to repeat affirmations all day long, visualize for hours, or meditate endlessly to force the universe to respond. But in reality, the opposite is true. The more effort you try to apply, the more resistance you create. The quantum field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to energy. Effort usually comes from a place of lack, which signals to the universe that you don't already have what you want. When you overwork your manifestations, you are basically saying, "I don't believe this will happen unless I keep pushing." That vibration keeps you stuck in the cycle of waiting. Simplicity means letting go of the need to force outcomes and instead shifting into the frequency of already having them. Think about the times when something amazing happened to you effortlessly. Meeting the right person, finding money unexpectedly, or receiving an opportunity out of nowhere. Those moments didn't come from stress or force. They came because you were aligned and open. The key lesson is this: manifestation is less about doing and more about being. When your inner state is aligned with the result, the field mirrors it back naturally. It's not hard work, it's alignment work. Here's where most people trip up. They confuse wanting with manifesting. Wanting is a state of lack. It says, I don't have this yet. Manifesting, on the other hand, is a state of alignment. It says, I already am this, I already have this. The quantum field cannot give you what you want because wanting only vibrates lack. Instead, it mirrors back who you are being in this moment. This is why visualization works so powerfully. When you visualize, you temporarily enter the feeling of already having your desire. That emotional frequency is what the universe responds to. But again, the simpler you keep it, the more effective it becomes. You don't need to visualize with perfect detail or for long hours. Even a few moments of genuine alignment are enough to shift your vibration. What matters is consistency, not intensity. If every day you spend just 2 minutes imagining the feeling of having your dream already fulfilled, you're training your energy to stay aligned. Over time, the quantum field has no choice but to reflect that alignment. Remember, it's not about convincing the universe. It's about convincing yourself. The simpler and more natural your practice feels, the stronger your manifestations will become. Now let's talk about emotions, because emotions are the fuel of manifestation. A thought without emotion is weak. It's like a light bulb without electricity. But when you charge a thought with emotion, it becomes a powerful signal that the quantum field picks up on. The mistake people make is believing they must feel perfectly happy all the time to manifest. That's not true. You don't have to suppress sadness, anger, or frustration. Instead, you need to practice emotional alignment with your desired outcome more often than with your fears. For example, if you're manifesting financial abundance, practice feeling gratitude and relief as if money is already flowing to you. This doesn't mean ignoring your current situation. It means choosing to spend more emotional energy on the version of reality you want. Simplicity here means don't overcomplicate your emotions. Focus on small shifts. Instead of forcing joy, start with gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude is the most natural emotional bridge into abundance. As you feel grateful, you open your vibration to receive more. It's like tuning into a frequency of yes. The field then echoes that yes back into your life in ways you could never have predicted. The power is not in controlling every emotion. It's in choosing the ones that align most with your vision. Another critical piece of quantum manifestation is detachment from time. Most people block their own manifestations because they are impatient. They set an intention, but then they keep looking at the clock, asking, why hasn't it happened yet? This impatience sends a frequency of lack and waiting. Remember, in the quantum field, time does not exist the way we perceive it. All possibilities already exist now. When you are impatient, you're telling the field that you don't believe your desire exists yet, which creates a contradiction. The solution is radical simplicity. Stop measuring time and start measuring alignment. Instead of asking, when will it come? Ask, am I aligned with it right now? That shift dissolves resistance. Look at nature again. A flower blooms in its own time, not because the gardener keeps staring at it, but because the conditions are right. Similarly, your manifestations unfold when the frequency matches perfectly. Detachment doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting timing. The moment you let go of the obsession with when, the universe surprises you with how quickly things line up. Some of the most powerful manifestations happen instantly once you stop waiting and start being. Let's bring all of this together with a simple example. Imagine you want to manifest your dream job. The complicated way would be to spend hours stressing, repeating affirmations desperately, or trying to force opportunities. The simple way is different. First, get clear on the type of job you want and how it feels to already have it. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself in that role, feeling gratitude and excitement. Then let it go and focus on living in alignment. Act confidently, network naturally, and show up as the version of yourself who already deserves that job. The field responds not to your words, but to your vibration. The more you simplify, clarity, belief, Emotion, trust. The faster things line up, soon you'll notice synchronicities, a friend mentioning an opening, a recruiter reaching out, or stumbling upon a perfect listing. That's not coincidence. That's quantum manifestation in action. It is proof that you don't have to struggle or overcomplicate. Your desires already exist in the field. Simplicity is the doorway to bring them into your reality. The less you force, the more you allow, and the faster your dream job, or anything else, shows up. One of the simplest yet most overlooked truths about manifestation is that you are always manifesting. Many people treat manifestation like a tool they pick up when they want something. A new car, more money, a soulmate. But the reality is you are manifesting 24/7, whether consciously or unconsciously. Your beliefs, emotions, and thoughts never stop sending frequencies into the quantum field, and the field never stops responding. This is why awareness is so important. If you realize you are always manifesting, the question changes from, how do I manifest? To, what am I manifesting right now? Simplicity begins with awareness. Look at your life today, your finances, your relationships, your opportunities. These are the results of your previous vibrations. If you want different results, you don't need to complicate the process, you only need to shift your vibration. That's the beauty of quantum manifestation. You don't start from zero, you simply change direction. It's like driving a car. If you don't like where you're headed, you don't have to rebuild the road, you just turn the wheel. The moment you realize you are already manifesting, you step into your true power. You stop begging the universe and start guiding your frequency with intention. Simplicity also means working with your natural state, not against it. People often think they need to fake positivity or force themselves into extreme emotional states to manifest. But the universe doesn't respond to fake energy. It responds to genuine frequency. If you're feeling stressed, anxious, or heavy, it doesn't mean you've ruined your manifestations. It simply means you have an opportunity to realign. Instead of pretending, practice small shifts that feel authentic. For example, if you're feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath and choose one thought of gratitude. That single authentic shift is more powerful than hours of forced affirmations. Why? Because it's real. The quantum field detects authenticity, not performance. You can't trick it with empty words. But you can align with it through simple, genuine energy. Think of it like tuning an instrument. You don't need to smash the guitar to make it play. You only need to adjust the strings slightly until they vibrate in harmony. Similarly, manifestation doesn't require big dramatic actions. It requires small, consistent shifts that bring you back into resonance with your desired outcome. That's the art of keeping manifestation simple and powerful. Now let's talk about alignment versus obsession. Alignment is when you clearly know what you want, you feel good about it, and you trust the process. Obsession is when you constantly check, doubt, and worry about whether it's working. The difference is subtle but powerful. Obsession is fear disguised as focus. It tells the quantum field, I don't trust this yet. Alignment, on the other hand, is calm confidence. It says, this is already mine, I'll meet it at the right time. Think about planting a seed. Alignment is watering it daily and trusting it will grow. Obsession is digging it up every morning to check if roots have formed. Which one actually allows the plant to grow? The answer is obvious. The simpler your energy, the stronger your results. When you're aligned, you don't need to constantly check for proof, because you already feel the result inside you. This is why people who master detachment manifest faster. They are not blocking the process with obsessive energy. They allow the universe to do its work. True mastery of manifestation comes when you can clearly desire something, align with it, and then calmly carry on with your life, knowing it is on its way. That is simplicity in action. Another key to keeping manifestation simple is focusing on the what, not the how. Most people overcomplicate manifestation because they obsess over how things will happen. For example, if they want more money, they start calculating 100 possible ways. It could come through a raise, through business, through winning something. But the moment you focus on the how, you limit the universe. The quantum field has infinite ways to deliver your desire, many of which you could never predict. Your job is not to figure out the how. Your job is to decide the what and align your frequency with it. Think of ordering food at a restaurant. You don't run into the kitchen, stress about the recipes, and check every step of the cooking process. You simply order, trust the chef, and wait. That's exactly how manifestation works. Keep your role simple, set the intention, feel the alignment, and then allow the field to arrange the details. When you release the need to control the how, you open the door for miracles. Often, your desires arrive in ways far better than you imagined. The how is the universe's department. The what is yours. Finally, let's look at the role of consistency in manifestation. Simplicity doesn't mean doing something once and forgetting about it forever. It means practicing small, consistent shifts until alignment becomes natural. Imagine learning to play an instrument. At first, you need to practice daily to build the skill. Over time, it becomes second nature. Manifestation works the same way. The more consistently you practice aligning your energy with your desires, the more natural it becomes. This doesn't mean hours of work. It can be as simple as spending 2 minutes in gratitude, visualizing for a moment before sleep, or speaking affirmations with genuine belief. What matters is not the length of time, but the consistency of vibration. Repetition programs your subconscious mind, and once your subconscious aligns, your manifestations speed up dramatically. Simplicity here means choosing easy practices that you can stick with. Don't overcomplicate with 50 techniques or rigid rules. Pick 1 or 2 methods that feel good and keep using them until they become part of your natural rhythm. That is when manifestation shifts from something you do to something you are. And that is the ultimate simplicity, living as the version of yourself who is always aligned with the reality you desire. When we talk about simplicity in manifestation, one of the most powerful tools is presence. Most people live either in the past or in the future. They replay past failures, regrets, and pains, or they obsess over future worries, timelines, and doubts. Both of these states weaken your ability to manifest, because the only place manifestation happens is the present moment. The quantum field exists now, not yesterday or tomorrow. When you learn to anchor yourself in the now, manifestation becomes natural. Being present means noticing your thoughts and choosing them consciously. It means paying attention to your emotions and shifting them gently toward alignment. It means appreciating the small things around you that already prove abundance, love, and opportunity exist. Presence is simplicity in its purest form because it cuts out the noise of past and future, allowing you to focus on the energy you're radiating right now. Think about it, you cannot manifest tomorrow, because tomorrow doesn't exist yet. You can only manifest in the vibration you hold now. When you master presence, you master manifestation. Another way to simplify manifestation is to treat it as a lifestyle, not a task. Too many people see manifestation as something separate from their daily life, like a special ritual they do for 10 minutes a day, and then forget. But true manifestation is woven into everything you do. The way you speak, the way you think, the way you act. All of it sends signals to the quantum field. If you say affirmations in the morning, but complain about your life all afternoon, you're sending mixed vibrations. Simplicity means alignment across your lifestyle. For example, if you want abundance, stop speaking lack. Speak abundance. If you want love, stop speaking fear. Speak love. Small, simple shifts in the way you live daily send powerful signals. Instead of treating manifestation as a chore, make it a natural extension of who you are. Let your thoughts, words, and actions be in harmony with your desires. This way, you won't have to try to manifest. It will happen automatically because your entire lifestyle is aligned. Manifestation becomes effortless when it is no longer something you do, but something you live. Now let's explore the power of surrender. Surrender is often misunderstood as giving up, but in reality, it is the highest form of trust. When you surrender, you're not abandoning your desire. You're allowing the universe to deliver it in the best possible way. This is simplicity at its core. Instead of stressing, doubting, or forcing, you align with your vision and then release it with confidence. Think about how water flows. It doesn't fight rocks or obstacles. It simply flows around them. That's surrender. When you try to force manifestation, you create resistance, like a dam blocking the flow. But when you surrender, you allow the flow to move naturally. The results often arrive faster and in ways better than you imagined. For example, you may desire financial abundance and focus on it with alignment. When you surrender, instead of obsessing about where the money will come from, you trust the universe to arrange the path. Suddenly, opportunities, ideas, or unexpected sources of income appear. That's the magic of surrender. The simpler your trust, the stronger your results. A powerful reminder about simplicity in manifestation is this: the universe mirrors your dominant frequency, not your occasional thought. Many people try to manifest by thinking positively for a few minutes, but then spend the rest of the day radiating doubt or negativity. The field doesn't respond to flashes of energy. It responds to the vibration you hold most consistently. Simplicity here means focusing less on perfection and more on consistency. If most of your day is aligned with gratitude, love, and trust, your results will show up, even if you occasionally feel low. You don't need to be flawless, you only need to be consistent. Imagine a scale. If most of your energy tips toward alignment, that's what manifests. This takes off the pressure of trying to be perfectly positive. You don't need perfection. You need majority alignment. Keep it simple. Notice when you slip into doubt, gently shift back into trust, and repeat. Over time, your dominant frequency becomes stronger and more natural. The universe then reflects that back as your reality. In the end, the greatest truth about quantum manifestation is that it is not meant to be complicated. Life itself is energy, and you are constantly shaping it with your thoughts, emotions, and focus. The reason most people struggle is not because manifestation doesn't work. It's because they overcomplicate it. They add layers of doubt, fear, control, and unnecessary rituals which block the natural flow. But when you return to simplicity, clarity of desire, alignment of energy, trust in the process, you unlock the power to manifest anything. The process can be summed up in 3 simple steps. Decide what you want, align your vibration with it, and allow it to unfold. That's it. No force, no struggle, no endless rules. Just simplicity. The universe doesn't need convincing. It only needs alignment. Remember, manifestation is not about creating something new. It's about tuning into what already exists in the infinite field of possibilities. Your desires are already out there, waiting for you to align with them. When you simplify, you speed up the process. When you trust, you open the door. And when you live in alignment, you realize that manifestation isn't some mystical secret. It's the natural way reality responds to you.